I blew up a Sherman M4. Total devastation. Let's take a look at how it was done. Let's break it down. First of all, to create the scene, I needed all the parts. I needed the special effects, the smoke and the fire and the sparks. I needed to paint the ground, darken the textures with black paint, and added a bunch of ground stamps. Added the wind to make the smoke blow across the field. So if you have several destroyed scenes, you have a lot of atmosphere with smoke, fog, and haze. So that's the scene. Let's change a few things here. I've also added the sounds of the desert wind and some cannonades in the background. So it's an overall feeling of destruction and ambience of smoke, haze, and destruction. So let's just quickly look at a few other environments you could have this in. A quieter environment with less wind, where the smoke goes straight up. Nighttime kind of scene. Slightly different color, different sky situation. You want to have some tracks like the vehicle actually drove into that field. So you want to, think out your whole scene. And there's some dead bodies in there too, if you can see them here in a bright light. Several dead bodies of the crew trying to escape. You can see them on the ground. So when you add all these things together, you end up with a believable, interesting scene that a convoy could come upon in your mission, or just part of your battle mission, or just to create a diorama of a World War II scene. It's kind of nice with the kind of moonlight going here. Take a look at that. So you want to make sure your ground's looking decent. Add some extra rocks and rubble, and put it in a scene where it's going to make sense, so you can see it from far away. You can tell that there was actually a real scene of devastation there. Now, of course, you could also add even more ambience around it. You could go to F3. Say the Germans destroyed it, and now they're kind of looking through the damage they caused here. You could go to humans. You could go grab some German soldiers, put them in the scene. You may want different types, and they're just looking around. Gives you some more ambience. And of course you may even want the German tank that destroyed it, so you could get some tank crew here while we're there. And let's make these all German side. Alright, let's go to the German side. And now, of course, we can add a tank. So it would be a large tank that took it out. Large German tank. Something like maybe Tiger, Sturmtiger. Maybe a Tiger. So So we can put that down there. Have soldiers, crew get in there. There you have a soldier sitting on the back of the tank. So now it's getting even a little bit more believable. Then you can turn it around. You can make the tank kind of fit better in the scene. Add some lightning in there. Before you know it. Yeah, a scene that makes even more sense. I've put some tracks behind the Tiger tank. You have to pull out a little bit away. Have him, his turret, in the right position. In fact, I'm thinking I might even use a different tank with some camouflage to match the background a little better, but I think they get the idea. Rotate up the turret. Takes a long time to rotate up. Alright, out of direct control. So you can even add a few actions like that. Go back into F6. Take a look at a different lighting. That one's looking alright. And maybe take a screenshot of that. So just before we close off here, I'm going to just quickly show you how you can prepare to make scenes like this quicker. So we will turn down, turn off the Sherman side here. Shut that down. But if we go back to F2, we can, go to the scene where I've got all the pieces and parts. So let's load. And I keep them all in my starter file here. So in this way you can make multiple tank scenes quicker. And you just have all the pieces ready to go. Now in your editor, you're going to have all these pieces of destroyed tank, and if you select one of them, say I select this one, and you can see where it's at if you find it here. So it's in model trash. That's a PZ4. The Sherman itself it's the M4A dead tank under model trash, under construction. And then you can also find a bunch of parts that are under model trash. So you just dig through the model trash, and there's also some destroyed tanks and vehicles. Of course, each one is destroyed and has a destroyed level 1, 2, and 3. I believe almost every piece of equipment in the game has a destroyed level 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, you add some barbed wire. But what I was going to mention also, to make it look like there was a fire, a very destructive fire, and you just place them all in a, then you select them all, go copy them to your clipboard, like I've stated in other videos, Control V, and then open another scene where you want to put the debris, and just, Control V to paste it. So Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste it into your map which you're using. But the other thing I was going to mention is wherever you place down your equipment, all the destroyed parts and debris, you should also go to Colors under your F2 tab and just darken underneath the tank area where you see like it was all burnt, and then any grass and whatever, and that makes it more believable. And you also want to make, even to make it better, you can grab your stamps, like say you wanted an oil, like it leaked oil out onto the ground. Normally this stamp is too bright, it's more of a kind of a puddle, You would grab that, and I would give it an order of maybe 3, so it's on top of all the other stamps and debris. And then I'd go to the color and I would darken it into like an oil slick. So now it's more like an oil slick, You can, because normally it's too bright, so just darken it down like the oil leaked out as it, when it exploded and cracked. So those are some good tips that to help you create better destroyed scenes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm trying to get the channel moving a little bit. Until the next video.